Alright guys, I'll probably pause this a couple times. Just wanted to jump on here quick and talk about the NFL schedule release. We knew some games on Monday. We knew the dates and maybe not so much the times for them, but we know that. So I'll be pausing this check, obviously. So here we go. So looking at the schedule, we only got really one Thursday night game this year, and that's not even a Thursday game. It's the Black Friday game. But we'll get in that to a minute. We'll get into that in a minute here. We have 9 games that are on at noon. As of right now, we have 3 games on at 3:25. And then we have 2 Monday night games, a Sunday night game, a Black Friday game on Prime. And then we also have the game with Green Bay on December 20th. So there you have it. That's kind of the schedule with the times. I'll get into it. Like, obviously, we will be starting on September 8th. Will be the Monday night game. We will have the first Monday night game of the year, hosting the Minnesota Vikings at Soldier Field. It ought to be electric. Like, I saw somebody there said that place is going to, like, burn to the ground. That's how electric it's going to be there. But Ben Johnson's coaching debut for the Bears will be against the Minnesota Vikings. Hopefully we pick up a win there. That's the first key date. And then we'll follow it up the next week in week 2 by traveling at Detroit. So the first 2 weeks are division opponents. So hopefully we can pick up a couple big wins there right off the bat. We need to split that one. That's very crucial that we split there 1-1. And then week 3 at home against Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys. Based off last year, that should be a win. If we're any better and they're any better, I think we can still pick up that win. And week 4, oh boy, big key date here. Week 4, my best friend, my brother from another mother, is a Las Vegas Raiders fan. We're in a little small group chat with about 8 people. It started off as just a wrestling group chat. I think it was right before the draft or right after that, he had messaged me and said, hey, you want to place a little bet? Or he's like, I got a question for you. I finally saw it later that night and said, what's up? He's like, you want to do a bet on the Raiders-Bears games? I said, yeah, sure, what's the bet? We basically just bet the loser has to put the winner's team, whether it's their logo or whatever we can find as a picture of it. It has to be something like, if I lose that, it'd be something Raiders. And we go by nicknames in a group chat. We don't actually use our real name. Like my nickname in there right now is I'm a Paul Heyman guy because obviously I'm a big fan of wrestling like everybody in that group. But yeah, if he loses, he has to put something. Like if I lose, my nickname has to be something with Raiders. So I'll probably go like Genty's Raiders or, Raider Nation, something like that. And I would have to change my profile picture to something to do with the Raiders on Facebook. Vice versa, if he loses, it has to be something to do with the Bears, and his profile picture for a week on Facebook has to be Bears. So yeah, interesting. We'll see how that plays out, but that's week 4. We'll see how it goes. But now getting the schedule, like I said, week 1, home against Vikings. Week 2, against Lions. Both big, huge key dates for me. And then week 3, we got the Dallas Cowboys, which is a winnable game. And then week 4, we play the Las Vegas Raiders at Las Vegas. And then bye in week 5. And then week 6 is a revenge game. We all know what happened last year between the Bears and Commanders. Bears had come back in that game, took the lead late, and then lost it on a Hail Mary, which basically screwed our season. So revenge game, that's on a Monday night. So 2 games in the first 6 weeks on Monday night. So we'll see how that goes. That's another key date, that Washington game. Hopefully Tyreek Stevenson is not in his head for that one. Week 7, we're home against the Saints. That should be a very winnable game, as they really don't got a decent quarterback at this moment. And then I believe week 7, we're at Baltimore. So week 7, New Orleans, and then week 8 and 9, we will be at Baltimore and Cincinnati. 2 key dates, we'll finally get the first ever Caleb Williams, Lamar Jackson, and then the Bengals, who's probably like one of my second favorite teams. I'm not a bandwagon by any means, but if I wasn't a Bears fan, I'd probably be a Bengals fan. big Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow fan. So yeah. The next key date for me will be Week 11, where we will play the Vikings again, this time at US Bank Stadium. Week 12, another key date for me personally, will be Pittsburgh at home we will be at Soldier Field against Pittsburgh. I have like 3 or 4 friends that are Pittsburgh fans, so that'll be a fun key date for me because obviously a couple of them, I'm trying to make the same bet I got with my friend that's a Raiders fan. And then Week 13, Thanksgiving Day game. Then Week 13 on November 28th, the Black Friday game on Prime there. We have the Philadelphia Eagles. We will play at Philadelphia. That'll be a tough one, but honestly, my dad's an Eagles fan, so that'll just be bragging rights there. So, yeah, and then the other 2 key dates for me are December 7th and December 20th. We play Green Bay, one of them being on a Saturday, December 20th being part of the Saturday doubleheader. I don't remember who the other game was on there at the moment, but I'm assuming that will be a mid-afternoon game or an evening game. But, yeah, we play the Packers twice in 3 weeks. And then the last game of the season, which will be on January 4th, against the Detroit Lions at home. So, yeah, ought to be an interesting season. Like I said, we basically got 2 Monday night games, a Sunday night game, the Black Friday game. So basically 4 primetime games. And then the Green Bay-Chicago game on the 20th will probably more than likely be an evening game on that Saturday. So that'll be a primetime game. So basically right now we got 2 Monday night games, Sunday night game, and then the Black Friday game. So 4 primetime games, which could end up being 5 because obviously we don't know what time that Green Bay-Chicago game's on that Saturday. But this ought to be an interesting season. For me, I'm going to go with the Bears. Early on projections, I'm going with the Bears to go 10-7 this year and earn a wild card spot. I'm going with them to play second in the division. Obviously, right before the season starts, right after preseason ends, like that week that the season begins before game time on Thursday with the Eagles and Cowboys, I will be doing a division by division, who I think is going to win division, what places they'll finish, like I did last year. I think last year out of the 4 division picks in the NFC and the AFC, I think out of 32 picks, I think I went like 16-16, something like that. But I'll look up the video later when I get ready to do that later at the end of August. We'll talk about that then. But in playoffs, I think for the NFC and AFC, I went like 4-3 in each one as far as my picks. And I think I had the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, but yeah, I didn't get that right. But anyways, as far as the Bears early on projection before preseason, I think I am going to predict the Bears to go 10-7 here. Obviously, that could change after preseason with, when they cut down to their 53-man rosters. That could be more or less, but it ain't going to be less. Could be more, but right now, going 10-7, finishing second in their division and winning the wild card, getting one of the wild card spots. Probably a 6th or 7th seed there. Losing the first round, but but at least getting there. But as always, guys, I try to keep up on the summer on all things Bears here. Any happenings that might happen with the Bears over the summer, we'll talk about. Hopefully TikTok won't go nowhere. If not, follow me on YouTube. I don't have any other places like TikTok. I know there's apps like the Neptune app and 3-5 app coming out over the summer. But most of my stuff will be on YouTube, but in here. But as always, guys, y'all have a wonderful rest of your evening. I'm out. I got to get up in the morning for a haircut. But as always, bear down. Let's go Chicago. We're in for an exciting year. Let's go, boys. Bear down.